Today I'm going to show you my favorite soft plastic jig trailers. So today we were fishing really extremely shallow. We were fishing around boat docks that had a lot of brim around them, and they also have a lot of shad present. So when I'm trying to mimic a shad or brim, I really like a gliding fall, and so I was using this chunk trailer. It's got some little flanges on there that actually give it a little bit of action, but these tails right here really resemble a brim or a shad when they're falling. It produces a nice gliding action, and then it has a nice flat back to it here, which really helps me when I'm skipping underneath boat docks. I always look for that in a trailer. I want one side of the bait to be flat in order to help me skipping underneath boat docks or overhanging limbs. But looks really good whether you're swimming it or it's just gliding down in that shallow water next to the boat dock. But I really like these two kind of trailers. This is the Elite Swimming Chunk. It's just a little bit smaller profile. I'll use this on a little bit smaller jigs, and I like that it has a kind of more solid body. I can thread that up on there, has a lot of surface area to hold tight to the back of that jig. So when I'm working really heavy cover and I want that a smaller profile so that jig can get down in something, or when I'm fishing a little bit colder water, or maybe fishing you know, a little bit clearer water where I want a smaller profile, I'll go to this one right here. I was using some movement to impart some action into my jig, but I was doing that myself. This trailer itself is just going to kind of meander down with the jig and glide to the bottom. Has a real natural look to it. Now the other kind of trailer that I'll use is something that resembles a crawdad. So this bait right here is the Prodigy. It has a lot of action to it, as you can see. These appendages right here produce a lot of thump and vibration. So this is a great trailer on the back of, you know, a jig that you want to fish out a little deeper. It's great at resembling a crawfish, but I really like this when the water temperature gets above 65 degrees, has a lot of action. So the fish really see it and they feel it in the water. So this is a twin tail grub from Bass Pro Shop. It's a very simple bait. It works in a variety of conditions. I like it in extremely clear water. It has a small profile to it, have a lot of action, a lot of vibration. And so once the water temperature gets, let's just say above 60 degrees, or I'm fishing water deeper than 5-6 feet, I like to go with a trailer that has a lot of action to it. You know, when you're fishing deeper water, those fish tend to follow that jig to the bottom. So especially if I'm fishing a boat dock, you know, those fish might be 3 or 4 feet under a boat dock, but it might be 20 feet to the bottom underneath that dock. And so they'll actually track that jig all the way to the bottom, and having a jig with a lot of action to it to kind of keep those fish interested and keep them coming to the bait is really important. So the chunk does really well in extremely shallow water, and when I'm fishing a little bit deeper water or mimicking a crawdad, I'll go with either the twin tail grub or the Prodigy.